In the fall, one of the most important things I think any gardener can do is go and collect themselves some leaves. It's a great source of mulch, carbon, and organic material for their garden, and it's certainly an ample supply in October here in North America. I was looking for a solution on how to grind it up so it would break down quicker. And I looked for a lot. I saw a lot of course, you got the bigger model leaf shredders, $100, $200, $300. If I had more brush, that might have been better, but I was like, well, I really don't need that. And when I looked on Craigslist, so many people were selling them. I think it's kind of annoying to have them around where it's just this big thing you use one time a year, and then you got to do maintenance and everything else on it. So I saw some people online had used these Toro blower vacs, and I always thought they were just leaf blowers, but they've also got it to where they'll do like a vacuum action. So this is a model 51602. I picked this up, I think, at Home Depot for maybe around $60. And you can, of course, use it to blow around the leaves, but with the attachment here, which I just put together, this is just the vacuum, and then your leaves go into this bag here. I've got leaves that I collected. These are probably at least a year old, and I just had it in my shed, so they're completely dry, and of course this will work much better with dry leaves. Easier to suck them up, easier to grind them up. But I was going to show you quick the operation of it and how nicely it was grinding up the leaves for me. It's got 2 speeds. And I will leave it on the lower one. It seemed to be working fine when I first did it. So then to get access to your mulch, you've got this connection here, which just comes off and on, but a zipper on the bag. And I really liked the size it was grinding the material into, and it's barely put any material in this bag so far. You can see here, this is very fine. Not bad. A few sticks that went through there, which is what I want. This is just the size I wanted to add to the gardens to break down. And I'll show you in the bag here. You can tell already the size of what gets produced is greatly reduced. I'd say 5 to 1 or even 10 to 1. And this is what the input was. It's just your regular fall leaves, but these are definitely as dry as you can get them. There's no moisture in these at all, which I'm sure helps a lot, but I've got no problem putting the leaves in these bags in my shed for a while, and then whenever I start processing them to add to the gardens, they'll be all dried out. But I think it's a pretty good solution for some people as a way to reduce the size of all the leaves they want to store, and to also help them break down quicker, because you've got that much work already done on them in terms of breaking them apart, creating more surface area, a lot more microbes and moisture, and that can get to them, instead of just a big leaf that may take a year or 2 or more as a whole leaf. This way it's broke through the surface of the leaf, and it gets a lot of the work done quickly. This is Charles, and that's the Toro Super Electric Blower Vac. One of the things to watch out for when you're dealing with old, bigger bags of leaves, big boys like this. He was in the bag of leaves, but he got out safely. Which I was glad to see. Never kill a spider if I don't have to. This is what we ended up with from this bag of leaves. So, real nice consistency, I think. and nothing's stopping you from running this through the grinder again if you really want it more fine. But for my purposes, this is more than adequate. One thing I found was with this bag of leaves, if I was going through it, it had a lot of bigger sticks and chunks in it. And if you get hard chunks like of this size, they won't pass through it, and you'll feel them spinning around in there, hitting the side real hard. You can simply turn it off and they'll fall out the end. But I found it better to take the bag of leaves, just dump it on the ground, and then go over it, disturbing it with the end here. I removed the extra long section. It was easier to just do it as this size. You would disturb the leaves, and then of course the heavier pieces will just fall down, and you get the heavier pieces will just stay on the ground, and you don't get any of them going up into here, but the light leaves easily are sucked up into it, so that's probably gonna be a lot easier on the insides. But that's it. We'll do another bag here, and these were old leaves, and as soon as the leaves start falling for this year, we'll get more bags, a lot more bags hopefully. Today's October 14th. Already. Get more bags of leaves, so it's real handy. It goes a little slow. You gotta work your way through it at a reasonable pace. You can't just dump all your leaves you got right through the thing, but it's no big deal. I'm sure you'd maybe spend an hour or two each fall, and you're probably good to go for quite a few beds of mulched leaves. One of the better things, in my opinion, I think you can add to a garden. So, back to work. I thought I'd show you the impeller mechanism that goes up and grinds in there. After that first processing, it looks like there's no real nicks or breaks, which is good to see, because there's some stuff that went through it that really rocked it hard and went against the side of the case hard, but it seems to be fine. In addition to adding these shredded leaves to the new bed I'm setting up, we're going to also add some wood ash. I have a friend of mine who burns wood, doesn't use treated wood or anything, so we're going to put a few scoops of this in with the leaves, since all these leaves are destined to go to that bed anyway. This way I won't forget them. Wood ash can obviously be very, very hot with phosphorus and stuff, so that's all I'm going to add. It'll be in the fall as well. It won't be in the spring where I'm throwing seedlings right into a bunch of fresh ash, so it should have some time to disperse in the soil and hopefully not be too concentrated, but that'll go into the mix.